Hello, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Carol Stewart, the coach for high achieving introverted women and the Corporate Women's Network trainer and speaker. Now, there are many misconceptions about what introversion is, and I work with a lot of introverted women who, because of these misconceptions that exist, have bought into them themselves, and because they may not be loud and gregarious or a social butterfly, when they're in certain, what I would term, extroverted environments, they feel that they either have to put on a persona and act in ways that don't align with who they are, or they think that there's something maybe wrong with them because they're not a social butterfly, they're not gregarious. But there are many, as I've mentioned, there are many misconceptions about what introversion is. And if you've been led to believe as a child or even as an adult that because you are a quiet, reserved person that there is something wrong, you may have been told as a child you need to speak up more. You may have even been told as an adult you need to speak up more. But as introverts, we tend to like to think and reflect before we speak. So a lot of the corporate environment is not necessarily geared up for us as introverts. Take, for example, meetings. The way that meetings are conducted, where it's everybody talking and people sometimes just talking for the sake of speaking. That is not necessarily how introverts thrive in that sort of an environment. So what I would say to you is, if you are an introverted leader, or if somebody who is striving for a leadership position, don't put on a persona. Don't try to be something that you're not, because one, it'll put pressure on you. Two, it'll be very stressful. And three, you won't come across as authentic. And in turn, that can affect your confidence levels. So recognize those environments where you don't necessarily thrive in and look at how you can manage those situations and still be yourself. One example that I will give you is meetings. If you know that in a meeting where there's going to be a lot of on-the-spot talking and people just talking for the sake of talking, and you know that you like to think and reflect before you speak, do your thinking beforehand. Go through the agenda beforehand and identify those interesting topics that you want to talk about, or if you've got questions about something, make a note on it so that when you go into the meeting that you have done your thinking beforehand and you can respond in a way that works well for you. And in the event that you do need to make a response on the spot, just give your best answer. And if you let the people know that, well, this is my initial thoughts, and what I will do is if I think of anything else, I'll get back to you. But don't try to be something that you are not, because it will only be stressful for you, and it will in turn affect how you feel about yourself, and it could even impact negatively on your confidence.